The End of Oak Street is a solid film overall for the survival genre, but a little less so for the sci-fi genre. The film follows an upper middle class neighborhood that somehow gets teleported from the 1980s all the way back to the age of the dinosaurs. What stands out most to me is the film's commitment to survival. Once the main characters find themselves in the crosshair of the dinosaurs, we get a solid adventure following their journey to survive and hopefully return to their original timeline. My biggest issue, though, was the tone. The movie starts as a slow burn before speeding up once we get our full encounter with the dinosaurs, and I was actually fine with that. My problem was that the shift in pacing didn't really match the tone, which made it harder for me to stay emotionally attached to the characters. None of the performances individually stood out to me, but I thought the cast did a good job collectively. Slight spoiler warning, I didn't really have a favorite scene, but I was particularly proud of Greg, Ewan McGregor's character, when he sacrifices himself to protect his family from an Allosaurus. That was probably the character moment that stuck out with me the most. As far as atmosphere goes, I assume the goal was to make everything feel catastrophic, and The End of Oak Street does accomplish that to an extent, but this brings me back to my opening point. In addition to being a survivor movie, it's supposed to be a sci-fi, and I don't think those elements were presented strongly enough on screen to justify that label. The survivor elements completely overshadowed the science fiction. From a technical standpoint, nothing really stood out to me either. The ending does have a bit of a twist. I won't give anything away, but let's just say more people survived than I originally expected, and I'll leave it at that. Overall, even though nothing about the movie particularly blew me away, I'm giving The End of Oak Street a score of just barely above a 3 out of 5. Anne Hathaway is our girl. I really pulled up for her because she's been on a generational run this year. This is my review of The End of Oak Street. If you've seen it, let me know if you thought the film represented the survival genre well. Next week, I will be checking out Mutiny and Insidious Out of the Further. Until then, peace.